Okay guys, so this is number 7 on your homework packet on set 2, solving 3 linear equations. So the first 6, you're going to use your calculator, create matrix A, matrix B, and solve, if possible. But then you get to 7, 8, and 9, and they're word problems. Now, they're not as simple as the one we did on our notes. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, and that will set you up to do the other 2. And, of course, I'm always going to suggest that you practice this. I know I don't take it up for a grade, but it's going to be on your test. And I know everybody likes to do well on their test. Okay? So here we go. Let's read this. A triangle has angle measures x, y, z. Angle measure x is 8 times the sum of angle measure x and z. Let's see. Angle measure y is 3 times the angle measure z. So they right there in those 3 sentences, they give us our 3 equations, believe it or not. It says first write the system of 3 equations to model the angle measure of this triangle, then use the matrices to solve the measure of angle x. So they just want the measure of angle x. So here we go. The first equation is in the sentence, a triangle has angle measures x, y, z. How in the world does that sentence give me an equation? A triangle has angle measures x, y, z. How does that give me an equation? What do we know about the 3 angles in a triangle? They what? They're all 9. Help them out. They all equal what? What do you mean they all equal 180? They like angle x equals 180, angle y equals 180. Add up together equal 180. There we go. So there's our first equation. X plus angle x plus angle y plus angle z equals 180 degrees, right? That's how that first sentence gives us an equation. Because we know the 3 angles in a triangle equals 180 degrees. Alright, the next one says angle measure x is, so whenever it says is, that's usually equal sign, 8 times the sum of angle measure yx. Guys, when it says the sum, it wants parentheses and we're adding. So it's 8 times, what are we adding together? Y and z. So there's our second equation. Our third says angle y is, so again it says y is 3 times the angle measure z. So what's that going to look like? It's going to be 3z, right? Because it says 3 times angle measure z, right? Alright, there's our 3 equations. What's wrong with our 3 equations? They don't line up, do they? So we need all the variables on one side. So this first one's okay. It's good to go, right? All the variables are on the same side. But we need to rewrite this one. So I'm trying to find some scratch paper and I can't. Ben, can you hand me a piece of paper right there? I'm just totally out. Oh, I see it now, but that's okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to take, because I don't have a lot of room here, that's why I'm doing this on another sheet of paper. I'm going to take that x equals 8 times yz, or y plus z. Well, first of all, what am I doing here? What would I do to simplify this side? Yeah, the distributive property. So I have x equals 8y plus 8z. Now, what am I going to do to each of these terms to get them over to the left-hand side? I'm going to subtract them. I'm going to put them in alphabetical order, x, y, and z. So it's going to be x minus 8y minus 8z. What's left on the right-hand side of that equal sign? 0. So that's the equation I'm going to write down. Okay? X minus 8y minus 8z equals 0. That's what that becomes. Okay? Without having to work this out, what is this going to look like when I put all the variables on the same side? Y minus 3z equals 0. Because I just subtracted 3z to both sides, and that's where that equation came from. Alright, now we're able to make our matrices and solve. So, matrix A. Is 1, 1, 0. And then 1, negative 8, 1. And then 1, negative 8, negative 3. Matrix B is, it's pretty easy, 180, 0, 0. We all good with that? Alright, let's make those matrix in our calculator. Oops. So, second matrix over to edit. 1, go down. So on top it's going to be all 1s. Then 1, negative 8, negative 8, 0, 1, negative 3. Alright, then second matrix again, over to edit, this time 2, and I'm going to go down, and it's going to be 180, 0, 0. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is solve it. So second mode, I'm going to hit second matrix 1, inverse, second matrix 2, enter. And there is our measurements. I'm going to go so nerdy geometry on you. So the measure of angle X is 160 degrees. Measure of angle Y is equal to 15 degrees. And the measure of angle Z is equal to 5 degrees. Whenever you want to do, you have a measure of something in geometry, like a side or an angle, if you want to put equals, you have to put the M in front of it. So the measure of. And that's it. So the other two are similar to this. They're not, it's not that it's like difficult, it's just, oh, I have to move things in this equation to get it into the right form. Okay? And that is it.